talking about heavy stuff. Now we were talking about posting food and stuff that was very it will be working like with no problem. But because we're talking about something impact our we're
Exactly.
gonna be having some challenges with it, right?
Yes. Hmm. But you're right, because I was thinking that same thought, Carmen, is that
Yeah,
because of what we're talking about, it's almost like Mike
yeah,
says he can see us. It's almost like the the we call it the predator energy
yeah,
showing up to block the message from getting out.
yeah. Don't do it. Y'all don't want to come for us. Fire. We are some fire sisters, and we here for you. Okay, okay. Mike said there. Okay, let's rock and roll, man.
Okay, so finish what you were saying.
Okay, so everything is energy, guys, and I've known that, and um, uh, so I've known that, but I know it at a different level. Not
Yeah.
just it sounds good, it sounds slick, but when I tell you energy is everything, and I was sharing my default place. Because as adults, we are just different versions of our childhood experiences, trying to mask as these adults that got it all together, but we're very much right? So my default place is worry, anxiety, scarcity. That's like where I go to, and because of the work that I've done with Jojopah and some other amazing people in my life, I have been able to recognize that. So yes, I still go there, but I don't stay there. My bounce back game is tough now because I can spot it. I have the language for it, and I can
Yes.
bounce back. So
Yeah.
what I know about this season is that energy is everything. So
Hmm.
when I go into the deep hole, I go into the deep hole. So and then as a mother, I drag my children in the deep hole with me, right? So I send my son like all of these scared, like, oh my God, they're coming. The virus is coming. It's coming to Arizona. It's gonna get us. Blah blah blah. And I love the way he was able to redirect my energy just this time to remind me that everything is energy. So can I just say, once I made up my mind to see the fear, to see the woe is me, we're all doomed, and I was able to shift that thing, amazing things start happening in my life. Not because the virus wasn't still out there, not because people weren't being devastated by it physically and financially, but in my world, because I made a decision to shift my thinking around it, things started showing up amazing for me.
Right.
So that's what I want people to get out of this, is that we truly, truly have the capacity to make this thing really serve us.
Definitely. Definitely. You
Yeah.
know, one of the things that coronavirus is doing, it's illuminating, it's bringing an illumination
Mm-hmm.
onto the areas and the challenges that we have as humans collectively that really need to be addressed. And of course, I'm talking about the fact that there's a disproportionate number of Black people, people of color, people who are considered the disposable people, the
Mm-hmm.
invisible people on the planet.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
darn it. And it, you know what it's doing? It's only doing it for like 4 minutes and then it shuts out. I don't know what that's about. I don't know why it's just doing 4 minutes.
So we can't do it live. I say we go ahead and have the conversation,
And then let's, yeah,
record it,
because,
edit
and
it.
record it and then let's put
Yeah.
it up on, yeah, because I can take and I can edit.
Yeah.
I can edit out and we'll do that. Yeah,
Yeah. Let's do
because it's just crazy. It's only doing it for 4 minutes and then it stops. And I don't understand what that's about. So
that. Right.
so again, you know, this illumination that coronavirus is bringing is so important
Mm-hmm.
because when something that is out of balance gets illuminated, then we get a chance to do something about it. It's like a message. You
Yeah.
know, the virus itself, from an indigenous and ancient wisdom perspective, it's a messenger that is telling us that we are out of balance. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's the big message. That's
Yeah.
why I don't, you know, um, take any engagement around, oh, this is a conspiracy, oh, this is a plan so that there can be more totalitarian actions done against people trying to control our lives and this and that. I don't pay any attention to that, number one, too, because it's already happened. People don't understand. If you are out buying every day, it's working. They've got control of you. So it's like, you know, you ain't got to think there's anything more that needs to happen. As long as you're out there shopping, and especially for shit that you don't need with money you don't have, it's already happened. Okay.
That's right. That's right.
So, but I pay no attention to that stuff because, you know, to me, that is, you know, that's not where you need to put your attention. You need to put your attention on, oh, this is a cosmic message, because it happened to everybody on the planet. So this is
Right.
a cosmic message that there's out of balance. And it's out of balance at this global level. And the way to respond to that really is from an individual level. It's to
Right.
look at, where am I out of balance?
Hmm.
And the spotlight, the things that, you know, coronavirus is illuminating, is, you know, designed to help you really look at that, look at what's going on. So for example, definitely in terms of, you know, Black people being the ones who are getting it and dying from it at higher rates, right, here in this country. And I'm sure it's probably the same in every place you have the diaspora.
Hmm.
And you think about that, like, okay, what is that happening? What's going on? And yeah, there are some scientific and, you know, just kind of from socially how things are, you know, constructed. You're going to find more Black people living in urban areas and living on top of each other, living closer. So for a virus, that's what they love. It loves that. It's like, oh, yum, I got a lot to eat from here, you know.
Right.
Um, and so that's one of the reasons. But the other reason, I think, gets back into what we're talking about, Carmen, with this higher perspective. And it's shining a light on, is this what you all are believing about yourself? Do you believe that you're not supposed to be here? Do you believe that you're supposed to be fodder, you know, for, you know, all the troubles in the world, that you are disposable? You know, are you believing that? Um, and it asks us to look at that and to question that. But if you go into, you know, again, the victim mode, this is being done to me, you're not going to get at looking at, okay, wait a minute, what do I have control over? Am I believing that I'm disposable?
Hmm.
And how do I shift out of that?
Hmm.
Right.
Hmm.
You know, you need to know why you believe that, because there's definitely some good reason why you believe it. But it's not even about that now. It's about focusing on, how do I shift out of that? So, you know, another way that Corona's illuminating is around people and their money,
Hmm.
and the relationship that we have to money.
Hmm.
And, you know, this whole thing of putting profit over people.
Yes.
And to hear people finally talking about that in social media and
Yes.
in the news, I think is just a gift,
Yeah.
because to me, that's something we really, really need to look at.
Yes. And to such an extreme degree, like it's not a hidden conversation now. It's out front for everybody to see
Yes.
that this, and almost like we've positioned ourselves as a country to, like, oh, please give us some money. And people are not standing on the fact that this is the taxes that we've paid. This is not a handout. And
Right.
for us to
Right.
be begging and at $1,200 a month, I mean, just so many things are not being considered about
Right.
people. You know, people were already living, while a few people were saying that we were in the greatest economy. That just wasn't true for so many of us. People still had less than $500 in their account that they could save for an emergency. So the vast majority of the people were not living in a good economy. So what we really, really have to make a decision on, this is something that was introduced to this country that I recall at least about 25, 30 years ago, that there was going to be a season of separation.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was hanging on in the middle was going to be squashed. They were going to be squashed. It was going to either be the extreme poverty or the extreme wealth.
Yeah.
And this, in the last 10 years, 15 years, there's been a manifestation of that.
Mm-hmm.
So now this separation, but what you can't take away is the numbers. There's a very few people that's living at that billionaire status.
Mm-hmm.
But until we organize and really, really love each other unconditionally, with starting with loving ourselves, that this whole big disparity is going to continue to manifest.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much been illuminated about the whole idea of profit over people. It's a reality check. But you know it's really crazy when you get the people to start buying into it.
Yeah.
When you get the people to start saying, I want to go back to work. Like, I'm so grateful I can work from home. But let me just tell you, Jojopah, if something happens and my job says, come back to work and I don't feel safe, I thank God for my entrepreneurial spirit that I can say, I don't care what it is. It could be a depression, a recession, or whatever. I got a hustle about me. I got a core belief system that's not going to make me put myself in danger for my life and for my health, that I feel like I'm going to have to do that. That's a blessing and a privilege, because everybody don't have that privilege.
Exactly.
They don't have the skills, or they don't have the resources to be,
or the support.
You know, so we have to look out for everybody.
Right. And here's the piece, and then I'm glad you bring that up, because the other light, big illuminating light that Corona has brought is that the people that you do believe are disposable in societal terms, the people who are invisible even, are the ones who are keeping us alive right now.
Yes, yes.
And you know, every time, it's been for at least a decade, because it really hit me about a decade ago, like, how did this food that's in front of me get here?
Yeah.
Your spirit opened me up and I could just see down the line all of these hands involved in what was in front of me. And I was like, oh my God, you know, like from the truck drivers, from the distributors, not just the people working in the supermarkets, but the people working in the chicken factories, which is a horrible thing, you know, from the people who are, you know, boxing things up, you know, the farmers who are putting seeds in the ground, you know, and working equipment, all of it. It's so many people involved in that food being in front of me. Right. So my prayer when I bless my food is to bless the people and all those hands associated with how this food got to me. These are the most important people on the planet. Wow. And now I think we're finally having to experience that in a bigger way, you know, because like I shop online because I'm living with someone who's 95 years old. I'm not taking any kind of a risk of coronavirus coming here. Right. And I don't want to be responsible for that, right? So I'm just like, I can't go into any stores. I can't expose myself. It's like, don't even try, don't even think about it. So thank God for this online shopping and these people who are doing the shopping for me. So as soon as it jumps up, so-and-so is shopping, I get right on there and chat. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. I love you so much. Oh my God, you're so wonderful. Oh God, thank you for saving my life. Because that's the truth.
That's the truth.
That's the truth, you know. And when they come, you know, from a distance with the mask on and stuff, I'm like, oh, thank you so much. Oh my God. You know, I give them the biggest tip that I can. Right. I'm not sitting up thinking, oh, well, that was nothing, so they shouldn't. No, like, this has saved my life. It's like, it's priceless. It's priceless. And so again, so there's this piece, Carmen, like, you know, like you said, this divide that happened. And here's the kick in the ass about that, because part of the way to get wealthy was that you got to get education. You got to get a college education, right? Yeah. And you got to get a good job. So now what's happened, though, with everybody just focusing on that, thinking that that is what's going to save you. You have people with college loans that they can't pay, and they've been paying on, they're in the 50s now, 30 years, they still paying college loans. Yeah. The jobs industry has shifted because we're moving into what's called the fourth industrial revolution. And it's all about information.
Right.
And it's all about also creative responses to the postmodern world. And so if you have been, you know, going to school for a particular whatever the, you know, the industry of the season, and that shifts, then you're left with, okay, now what do I do? Because I got laid off from my job, or I don't have a job.
Right.
And again, this other work, you know, that's been considered to be demeaning now really has to be understood and considered as essential. And so those folks should be getting a living wage.
Yes.
Because they're that important. So it's like, you know, that whole, you know, judgment against what somebody's doing,
Right.
it's got to shift up. It's got to shift up.
It's so deep. It is so deep. I mean, I feel like people will never look at educators the same after that. I cannot imagine with my children, as much as I look forward to them going to school, those couple years I did homeschooling, I cannot imagine being trapped in the house that long with my kids and being responsible. Is one thing to supplement their education, but listen, the way parents have had to step up, I know that they have a whole new appreciation for teachers, right?
Right. Definitely. Definitely.
Yes. So it's so deep. It's so deep.
Yeah.
Those are just really good examples of letting us know that there's something bigger at play. So, you know, once I made my shift to get past the worry, the stress, and the worry of all of this, and especially the parts that I have no control over,
right.
The minute I decided to do that, let me tell you, I started saying, how can we come out of this? How can I come out of this different?
Right.
I know for a fact that I can come out healthier. I know I can come out wealthier, and I know I'm going to come out wiser. And so I have put things in place over the last several weeks to make sure that I'm doing something every day to each and every one of those things. I'm working my business much more strategically. I am not looking for the low-hanging fruit. You know, I'm looking for people that have a wealth consciousness. I'm looking for people that really have the capacity and the energy to find something in alignment with what I'm looking to do, right?
Right.
This season has really taught us that all money ain't good money, right?
Right.
We really want to be in alignment with people that have the same type of energy. What I've done around my health is absolutely, unless I'm dealing with some physical issues, I'm walking. I'm so grateful. I see the trees differently now. Yeah. I'm getting that exercise in each and every day because I'm just so grateful to just be out in the outdoors, you know?
Yes.
What I'm doing to make sure that I'm just wiser, I'm making sure I tap into stuff like your podcast, Jojopah. I'm looking more at the ancestors. I have even started a ritual on Sundays where I go through and read the obituaries of my family members that have passed away. Because actually, like my grandparents and stuff, like, you know, when you're at the funerals, you're too emotionally, you know, devastated.
In grief, yeah.
But I'm paying, you know, just homage to their legacy. And it's because of their journey that I know that this too shall pass.
Right.
And I look about what we survived during slavery and all of that. And that was a pandemic right there, right? Emotional, spiritual, physical. And when I think about all of the things that we did to survive that, I have just decided for me, the best way for me to deal with this is just to understand that this too shall pass. And I just had to remind myself whose shoulders I was standing on, and that we just got to make sure that we navigate this in the best way possible by keeping our eye on the prize. Let's not let this time just squander it away. What are you reading? Who are you being around?
Yes.
And Jojopah, I just appreciate all the tools that you're making available through your book, through your podcast and your YouTube, because you're just one of those 4 or 5 people that I follow consistently, because I got to keep my vibration up. Remember, I said my
Mm-hmm.
default place is
Mm-hmm.
stress, worry, hypervigilance. And when you know that about yourself, if you know that you're a person that struggle with depression, you
Yes.
struggle
Yes.
with those things, this is a time
Yes.
that can really do you in.
Oh
This is a
yeah.
time
Oh
where you
yeah.
can pull yourself out of that situation. So I just know I literally was overdosing off of every kind of negative news. It was to the point where I made myself sick. I literally had a cough for 6 weeks that I could not shake, because
Yes.
I was
Yes.
feeling myself just really taking this stuff on. And so instead of me going to a traditional doctor, I sought out a friend that's a naturopath. She gave me some natural things to do, and I have been adhering to those things. I just make sure that I align myself with people that's going to take me higher and not allow me to get down in the mud and just kind of just wallow in this, oh, woe is me. You know, in the midst of this, there's so many blessings. Who would have ever thought that I would be able to work from home? That's just one of the many.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Coronavirus time, girl.
Yes, yes.
And to add to what you're saying too, it's a time to get creative.
Yeah.
The biggest, how can I say, what hurts my heart the most is that there aren't enough people right now, but I know it's going to grow. And I think you believe that too, Carmen.
Yeah.
But there aren't enough people that really understand that when God takes over your life,
Yes.
that is a call to go beyond your limitations and to become something more, to step into something new, to open up something different even.
Right.
And to me, coronavirus time is God has taken over our life, because the
So,
world shut down.
yeah. Shut down.
Yeah.
Shut it down.
And could shut down again. Like
Yeah.
this might not be done. And so when God takes over your life, you don't, it doesn't bode well to act like that's not what's going on.
Right.
And to think that, oh, I got to put my time and energy into getting back to what I know.
Right. Right.
When God takes over your life, and of course,
Yes.
God always has the final say, right? But
Right.
when you have to confront that, because that's what coronavirus did, it made us deal with our mortality. And we're confronting, our limitations and the fact that, oh, there is a greater order and direction going on here. So
Mhm.
when that consciousness gets raised up and you're aware that, God is breathing you, and in this way, there's a call for, again, something more.
Right.
So it hurts me that there are people that are believing that, oh, we're going to go back to what was.
Yes. Yes. It will never be
Over.
going back to that.
Over. Corona has proven that we are a global community.
Yes.
And one of the ways the virus is spread is because people are traveling now in ways that they never did before. And that's why, there are scientists and epidemiologists who over 20 years ago predicted that we would be getting pandemics and more frequently.
Hmm.
So we need to get busy trying to figure out how are we going to respond to that.
Yes.
And so again, this is a time to not think about and put energy into what you used to do. It's just like what you said, Carmen. You've come up with a prescription, if you will, for how to move beyond your limitations to be
Yes.
healthier, wealthier, and wiser.
Yes.
And so this is the creativity piece. How do
Mhm.
we create something new in response to the message? What y'all were doing wasn't working. It's out of
Right.
balance. So you
Yeah.
need something new. And
Mhm.
so, for example, just to give, practical example, I got a message, I guess I'm on somebody's mailing list. I was on this person's mailing list who's a massage therapist
Mhm.
and who is going along with the state of Wisconsin in terms of it's time to open up.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say, in the midst of a pandemic, when there are still numbers growing, that's not the time to open up.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, whatever,
Right.
Wisconsin's being a test case of crazy.
Yes.
So the person was saying, I'm gonna wipe down the tables in between clients, and I'll be using a mask, and the clients will be using a mask, and everything will be fine.
Yeah.
And I call that perceived safety versus science safety.
Yes, Jojopah, I totally agree. Yes.
And so I did write back this person some science safety. And I said, I think you need to really consider the fact that coronavirus is, people can have it, be asymptomatic. You won't know. And it's easy for people to get it just from speaking to each other and being in proximity. That's why we're doing social distancing. And I just said, without kicking ass, but I just said, that's my caution to you. I don't think it's time to open right now, but I pray for you in your practice, because I know, people are going to do what they think is right to do.
Right.
But when I thought about that, I'm like, probably the person wants to open is because, that's their livelihood, and they're like, I got to get some money coming in. Well, that's only one way when you're a hands-on healer that you can make money. There's another way. And that is, here's what I would be doing if I was a massage therapist.
Mm-hmm.
I would be, at the start of coronavirus, sending out newsletters, emails, making videos to help people learn how to take care of their muscle groups. I
Yes.
would explain to them what the muscle groups are. I would know what are the most common aches and pains people are getting. And I would say, okay, here's how you massage it. You can do this yourself. Use these tennis
Right.
balls. I'd give them homeopathic remedies. I
Yeah.
would say, I'm available for calls. You can call me directly and I can talk you through some stuff. I'd still be working.
Right. Right.
There's no need to not work. And you're doing it because you care about your clients. So guess what? They're going to pay you. They're going to want to pay you because they're
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, this person is really, really cares. And
Yeah.
then when it's time to go back,
Mm-hmm.
you now have grown your business to become an educational component
I love that.
where you're helping people help themselves.
Yes.
And then they come to you because there are times when you do need the hands laid on, or there's a part of your body you can't get at. That's fine. But to know that this person is helping me take care of myself, that it's not just about the money. And
Wow.
that makes such a difference. You get customers for life from
Yes.
that.
Yes.
And
I love
again, so
it.
that's that piece about standing back, getting still, and being creative, like
Right.
what you did.
Right.
And
Right.
you don't have to just react to, oh, I got to make some money.
Right. And we just really got our mind can't even conceive the fact. And I remember you sharing this at one of my conferences, Jojopah. I heard you, but I hear it and I see it manifesting now. You were like, it's a new day. It's a new day. Young people are sitting at their kitchen table coming out millionaires. Like, it's all that go to school, go to work. You could take and you can transition that education at any point. We don't have to sacrifice our well-being anymore with the new economy. So I remember when I got involved with the project that I'm involved with now, I remember saying, oh, I want to go to an opportunity meeting in Atlanta. I want to be there with the founder. I want to see how they facilitate their meeting. I said that since 2017. I want to just go and see how the top leaders in the company, just how they move, how they think. And so I could duplicate that same thing here in Arizona, right? So now, because of the pandemic, wouldn't you know? I'm impressed with them because they're packing out the hotel room about 400 people each and
Wow.
every Tuesday. I'm like, how impressive! I could barely get 50 people in the room here in Arizona. So I want to go and I want to be part of the heat, right? Now, because of the pandemic,
Okay.
now the opportunity is online, and I tell you, our first online opportunity meeting that included some of the top achievers in our company was online
Oh, I lost your sound. I lost your sound. I couldn't hear you. Oh, our sound is gone. Where's our sound? Hold on. I don't know
Okay, I
what's
can hear
happening.
you now.
Oh, there you are. Okay,
Yes,
back.
yes.
But say that you said the top achievers were there.
So the top achievers are online now. I'm in the comfort of my home, and we went from me being celebrating the fact that there was 400 people able to go into the hotel room,
Right.
but now after the first online presentation was over 100,000 people.
There you go. There
It's
you
just,
go.
it's just an opportunity for us to take our life, our business, and we can do so much on our own terms. I love the example you gave about the massage therapist.
Yeah.
I mean, we just have to tweak, and we need to, first of all, just raise our energy and, again, make the necessary adjustments. What are you putting inside your mind? Who are you aligning yourself with, and what is your thought process? I am confident that if we do the necessary things, we can come out healthier, wealthier, and wiser, Jojopah. I'm so
Yes.
confident about that.
Yes. I love it. So I think we're going to stop now, and I hope that folks who are able to view this will share in the comments below, add to our discussion, add to the conversation. Carmen, would you be willing to do another one with me?
Yes, absolutely. I'll look forward to it. So we're going to clean this
Wonderful.
one up. I'm just using it from my phone, just getting a few people.
Good. I'm glad you were able to stay in touch and let them know.
Yeah, I'm trying to let them know, but we're going to clean it up. And then Jojopah has a YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel, and she is really good at editing these conversations, and we'll pull out the highlights. And then from there, you'll be able to go to our YouTube channel and hang
and
out.
also on Facebook. I can post it to Facebook.
Oh, awesome.
And do a watch party from it. Oh yeah, I can get it on there.
Good.
Yeah. I learned that I can put my videos on to YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, this technology is so powerful. But Jojopah, I sure appreciate you taking time to
Oh,
just
thank you, Carmen, for taking time too and joining me on this. And again, like, girl, I know it's powerful because we blew up Facebook's capacity to hold the energy. The energy was too big for Facebook to hold. Yeah, I love it. So that's when you know, yeah, okay. Right.
We got big plans, huh?
Big plans. Oh my God. Well, listen, darling, you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for again showing up and sharing your beautiful wisdom and experiences. And I know it's going to matter. It definitely is going to matter. And so, again, thank you. I can't thank you enough. You're just amazing.
Thank you so much.